my first ever career pick a card reading. I've had a few requests for this, so thank you to those of you that have requested this. With Venus going retrograde at the time I'm filming this, you know, I've got aspects to my 10th house Mars, to my 4th house Saturn. My 4th house ruler's in the 10th. I have the 6th house stuff going on. Yeah, so basically I think I'm feeling the energy to do such a thing, like go back to old requests, you know, rework things. I just did a huge house cleaning thing, you know. Venus retrograde is sextiling my Saturn in the 4th from the 6th. So yeah, it's been all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I hope you're doing well with this energy. I hope that this reading helps you and guides you maybe with what you need to know. Maybe some messages will come through that are pertinent to you at this time. So either way, there we go. We have 4 different groups to choose from. Group number 1 with Snowflake Obsidian. Group number 2 with Pyrite. Group number 3 with Tree Lace Agate. And group number 4 with this Arrowhead, which I think is Onyx. Probably. I think it is, or Obsidian. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, those are the 4 groups to choose from. You're welcome to choose more than one if you're feeling drawn. And remember, your intuition is vital towards pick a card, so make sure you're accurately tuning in. If you get into a message and you're like, this is not for me, it doesn't fit at all, either give it some time and see if there's a message in there for you, because sometimes it might start out with one thing, but it can morph in kind of as things go on, or go back to the beginning and re-choose or reselect. What else did I want to say? Thank you all so much for your support, your love, and your kindness. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for leaving comments, liking, subscribing. Yeah, I'm really excited to start this reading. So let's go. Hey friends, if you chose group number 1 here with the Snowflake Obsidian, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and get started and see what's up with your career. So our first card is from the Goddess Dreams Oracle, and it's Inspiration. Begin now. So this is beautiful. I think and right away my eyes notice the stag. So of course I think of leadership capabilities. I feel like a lot of you have something where you are meant to stand out. You know, it's like I live around an area that has a lot of deer, and so it's like when I see a buck, it's very much like standoutish, you know. They're not called the king of the forest and Bambi for nothing, you know what I mean? So I feel like in some way you're meant to, and the sun is there too, which I connect very much to shining and standing out and burning bright. So I think a lot of you are really meant to stand out in your life. I really feel also there's luck here with the goose. I think of the goose and the golden egg. So I do feel like there's a lucky opportunity upon you, or that you have the chance to really tap into something that's golden in your life. And of course, look at that. She's holding the sun. Sun can be our inspiration and what really lights us up. So I feel like a lot of you, and look at it's inspiration. That's the name of the card. Haha. So yeah, and we have 18, begin now. So I think that you guys are being told to begin something. Maybe you guys have already had a hit of inspiration and you're meant to act upon that. So if you've been having certain ideas, and my ears are ringing like mad, so that could be a sign that, you know, maybe that's a sign that you get sometimes when you're meant to wake up, you know. But no, begin now. It seems like you're meant to start something, and I see a bunny here as well with, I think something could move ahead quite quickly actually, or there's haste involved, like you need to get on something, you need to act. And begin now, of course, also I think implies this as well. This card in particular, it says she comes to you, Britty is the instigator, she comes to you saying the time is now. Is there something you've been putting off, something you've been what the heck? Okay, anyways. Brady is here. Brady, I don't know how to say this name, is here to inspire you into action. Essentially, get it done. Okay, so let's move on. So don't let your past hold you back with the South Node. So that's interesting. So you might find, and this might be in your chart natally as an example, that the South Node, but it, you know, even as a meaning, you know, it might be the thing that kind of holds you back a little bit. I don't feel like the South Node is necessarily what we need to let go of in this life. I think we need to find integration. You know, I have it my 4th and my 10th as an example. I don't want to give up my children and my family just because I have South Node in the 4th. No, I want to incorporate them into my career and keep a balance, you know, because I have my North Node in the 10th. And I've always been very career driven, but I've also been very family driven. And so for me, you know, it's about finding that ideal balance. And for some of you, it might be that you're held back metaphorically. You don't need to have South Node in a specific house or be relying on South Node methods in life at this time. It's just more about not letting previous experiences hold you back from incorporating, you know, who you're meant to be in your life and in your career. Okay, so that's one thing I really want to say, is not letting your past hold you back in terms of where you're going forward. Okay, so maybe if you made previous decisions in your life, or you feel stuck in a certain rut or whatever, this isn't about letting that control you. We also have the divine timing card, which is from this shamanic healing oracle cards, and it says here, how often do you feel that you want things in your life to change now, not 2 years from now, not even 2 months, but right this instant? Seldom do we see the whole picture of why our lives are unfolding the way they are. We don't need to. What we need to do is surrender to the way things are right now. This doesn't mean to take action when a situation is untenable. What it means is let your life unfold before you so that you have access to all the information, all the lessons, and all the people you will need to go to where you're headed. Divine timing is at work in the situation. Try not to fight it. Instead, go within during meditation and ask the questions you want to answer to. Why not now? How can I best prepare myself? What lessons do I need to learn prior to the change I want to see? You will get answers. So this is interesting because I wonder if some of you have some sort of previous experience in career where you felt like things weren't happening on your timeline and you're kind of eager for something to happen now. The other thing about divine timing, and I feel like a lot of you need to know this message, you might be one of those people who very much gets messages. Maybe some of you have like Uranus moon or something like that, where you kind of get this instinctual kind of vibe to do things, to act. Or maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe Mars gets something, but oftentimes Uranus moon can bring like divine inspiration, sort of. It's like a divine action. It's like light bulb moments. It's like you get good ideas and then you need to act on them, or you get like this flash of intuition, as an example. I have it myself, and I often get that in that format. So yeah, I feel like some of you, it's like, don't, I would say for you not to linger. Okay, we have here staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. Scale, keep your life in balance. That's funny because I was talking about the North and the South Node, balancing both of these realms of your life. I think I'm going to put up a North Node, a South Node report. I've done it for someone before, like I've done those type of reports for people, but I might add that on my Etsy shop actually. Protection from a powerful friend. So here, let's just get the rest of the cards out. Okay, nice. So we've got all the cards out on the table. So this is interesting about keeping your life in balance. So I think that kind of goes to that North Node, South Node. Don't hold yourself back. Integrate both aspects of your personality, where you're headed and where you've been. This might be about integrating also your skills that you have already into what you want to do. We have innovate, to invent, to make changes, to launch, to initiate something new. So you're definitely being told now is the time to start something. Okay, so I don't know if you've been thinking about starting a business, starting a new project, putting something out there, but you're being told to do it. And I feel like you have we have protection from a powerful friend. Either you have, if you do have somebody that's invested very much in your, endeavor in some way. I think this could be saying that you have like sort of someone who has your back. Maybe this is good omen for a business partner, as an example, or somebody in your work life. But the other way that this could kind of show up is that you have a spiritual guide, especially with the staff you'll be taken care of in difficult times. To me, that's a very spiritual card, talking about sort of this idea that, there's spiritual beings that have your back, whether they're past loved ones or, people that have been in your, that have passed in your family, as an example, or your spiritual guides. We have here the storm field in reverse. And sometimes this can be about so it might be also if you have past anger, or you felt like you had chaos in the past when you've tried to go for what you want. This is a message not to let that define you. This can also be a time to abstain from drama or anger, not to act upon impulse. That might be a separate message for some of you if you've been feeling very irritated in your life right now. I would say that hurtful words will be carried on the wind and bring a tornado of betrayal, anger, and unnecessary angst. So generally, this is a card of like not allowing the storm to destroy anything. So if you have been feeling a bit stormy, again, put that to the side. Try to act from a place of wisdom, of calm. So, right? But again, I think for a lot of you, though, this might be about not letting past storms or difficulties define your future or what you're innovating in your life, what you're creating. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Let's get some tarot. So, Spirit Guides, what does group number 1 need to know about? What's coming in career? What's coming if they innovate? If they innovate, what's coming towards them? What is coming towards them if they innovate? Well, I see you moving forward on your heart's desire. I see you being uplifted emotionally, perhaps. There's a lot of unknowns. It's like kind of, wow, the unknown card came out. So yeah, the Chariot and the unknown, this could be about journeying into the unknown. Doing something different. Yeah, it's a little bit scary, but you know, it seems like you can handle it. You're confident enough to handle it. I feel like there's also like a level of freedom and excitement here. So whatever you're trying to do or wanting to do to innovate in your own life, I feel like this is something that could lead you down good pathways. It might be different. The outcome could be a little bit different for everyone, which is why we might be getting that unknown card. But I think that, like I said, with the Chariot, we see that balance between black and white, or the balance between opposites. And so I think that tells me that you can handle anything. You'll be able to move forward no matter what. So if you're fearful, you'll be taken care of in difficult times. Maybe this is a message some of you need right now at this time. But I feel like you have, it's like you're acting on purpose. You're acting from the heart space. And I think you could do well with whatever you're thinking about in terms of your career. Let's see. And there's definitely that message of protection, being taken care of, and Spirit having your back. Any other final closing messages here? Oh, sorry. The Wheel of Fortune came out, and then the Six of Swords. So this is beautiful because I think, again, it's telling you that storms will pass. The Six of Swords is literally that card, which tells us that storms don't last forever. So if you are in a stormy place, this is telling you that soon your luck will change, that things are going to get better. If you've been starting out something, like really, I think that it's telling you that things are going to go well. Try to keep yourself in balance. Don't go to extremes of anger or storminess. Don't do things in angst. Don't do things in regret, you know, where you'd regret it, as an example. Don't, like, you know, just destroy everything. If some of you, maybe there are just a few of you that need to hear that message. Don't destroy what you've worked hard for if it's not going well, okay? Please don't. Don't let any sort of disappointment sort of shape your reality or your future forward, okay? Especially if you've had past, you know, pain or something involved with career. That's just like, I know that some of you are going to need to hear that message. So if it's not yours, you can just push it to the side. But I do think that there are improvements. There could be travel involved in the future. You might have the opportunity, but either way, it could be metaphorical travel, you know, going forward towards clearer skies, more clarity, where you're going to see things a bit more clearer. Okay, so I feel like career messages are really good right now. I think your career, I mean, I think this is a good one because I think that you have good things ahead of you, essentially. There might be just that message that you should act upon inspiration. You should innovate. I think that a lot of you have something within you. And if you're not at that place, ask for it. Ask your guides to give you it. Give you that inspiration. Like, please do that, because it really, they'll come through usually when you need it. Maybe it doesn't come the moment of, or 2 hours later, but it could come over the next week, as an example, where you start to get signs and synchronicities, and you start to get ideas. And pay attention to your brain. So many people are mental intuitives. It's like they get a thought, an inspired thought. There are a lot of people like that. And I feel like a lot of you in this group are mental intuitives. I'm not saying that you don't have any other intuitive abilities, by the way. I'm just saying that you might find that a lot of your inspiration comes through thought form, and spiritual messages come through thought form. So pay attention to your thoughts, what you're thinking, and don't feed the negative ones at this time, okay? So that is my message to you. Hopefully it resonates and helps you going forward. Please like and subscribe if you are new. And liking and commenting really helps the channel. So of course I appreciate any and all comments. But otherwise, take care. Lots of love to you, and see you in the next reading. Hello, my friends. If you chose group number 2 here with this pyrite, this is your reading. Isn't it beautiful? So shiny. Anyway, let's get started. So we have this goddess card here from the Goddess Dream Oracle, and it says abundance, count your blessings. So you might be called upon at this time to count your blessings in some way. Gratitude lists might be really important for you right now to kind of really focus every day on at least 5 things you're grateful for. This could raise vibrations really high. It's been very helpful for me myself, so that might be a specific message for some of you. So this goddess is all about the harvest. Okay, she comes into life with unbounded generosity. With her totem deer, she brings kindness and peace. She may be here to help you reap your own harvest. Perhaps a project or life choice may be coming to fruition. Or maybe she has come to bring you sustenance at a time when you are feeling empty. Her embrace and compassion will fill you up. She encourages you to recognize all that you have in your life. Be grateful for all the blessings she bestows on you. You may like to start a gratitude journal. Oh, how funny. That's what I was saying. And I don't remember this text. That's why I'm reading from the book a little bit. You may like to start a gratitude journal and write down 5 things. Oh my God, that's literally what I said. What the heck? It's so weird. Okay, I'm tapping into something today. Okay. During the day before you go to sleep each night, treasure all that is, and that's good to do it before bed because you're kind of programming your mind to be grateful before bedtime. And I'm telling you, gratitude lists have helped me so much in my life. And in fact, I want to tell you a story. I met this guy. He's a millionaire, and he invited me over, my husband and I, over to his house and stuff, and he was just showing us, you know, how he does things and how he got to where he's at. And he was very friendly and cool and stuff like that. My husband had met him. And that guy has like vision boards all over his house, and he reaches every damn goal that's on those boards. It's crazy. And he started out from nothing. And it was quite inspiring. And when I asked him, do you do gratitude? And he's like, oh yeah. And he brought out his journal, and he had like a thick journal full of gratitude every day. And I was like, see, I'm telling you, it brings success. It brings a better vibration, a higher vibration. So that's always something really good to do. And even if you can't, like, say you're in a really down time in your life, and I've been there myself, where it's like everything sucks. You know what I mean? You can find things to be thankful for, like this beautiful pink. Like, isn't that beautiful? Like, I'm so grateful that color exists. I'm grateful I have my great-grandmother's crystal ball that she used in her practice. I'm grateful that I've got this cute little crow that creeps people out, and I get comments about the crow looks at them. You know what I mean? We can find like the silliest little things, and it just brings joy. So that's something to think about. And again, this might be counting your blessings in terms of where you're at right now, trying to look on the bright side. You know what I mean? If you're not as far ahead as you want, think about the, you know, if you're like, say you're doing business as an example, think about the clients that you have now. How many, you know, the lives you can impact now. Like, I'm doing this reading, and I know it's probably not going to go very well, right? Because I don't do career readings. I'm sure it won't get clicks. And that's okay, because guess what? I'm grateful that it might touch you, someone that's watching. That's my goal. You know what I'm saying? And so that might be a way to really raise your vibration. We have full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So Virgo, some of you might have Virgo placements, or you have maybe energy in the 6th house as an example, or maybe Mercury is a little bit got some issues, and you know what I mean? There could be Virgo rising or something. But Virgo is one thing, I love Virgos actually. I adore Virgos, and a lot of my good friends have been Virgos, and they are the most self-critical people. They're such perfectionists, but they can exceed so well in life. They can do so much good things. Like, if you look at so many songwriters and people who are wonderful with words, you'll look and you'll see Virgo placements. And they're helpers. They have kind hearts. They want to help, but they're very self-critical. So this might be about you needing to know you're good enough, that you don't need to beat yourself up. If you've been feeling like you've been failing, it's not your fault. You're doing your best. And you know what I mean? Full moon, again, in Virgo, could say that there will be a completion of something, that there will be growth. And here, our next card, growth, number 38. So let's look and see the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. Let's look at the message of growth. The situation or time is one of rapid growth. The seeds that have been planted have germinated and taken root. Go with the flow of this growing time. You may find people and situations falling away from your life, as now they do not serve who and what you are becoming. It may be that your vibration no longer resonates with theirs. It's okay. Wish them well, be grateful for what they brought to you and you to them, and send them on their way. Room has now been made for new experiences, people, and situations to help you to your next level. If you're not feeling this shift right now, be prepared, because it will come soon to pass. So that's interesting. I feel like a lot of you are raising up in vibration. One thing that's really important too is to find people who are supportive of your goals, who lift you up, as an example. Surrounding yourself with people who are where you want to be. And but I think here we're being told that you're entering a time of growth, and if you're not there right now, you're going to be pretty soon. Okay. We have the fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. With the fox here, of course, this might be about making instinctive moves. I think of foxes as very instinctual, and they're very much, what is the word I'm looking for? They act upon, oh God, there's a phrase here. Hopefully someone will understand what I'm saying. You know, like when they act on a situation, like, that's in their favor. Gosh darn it, there's a phrase or a saying for this, and I can't think of what it is. Oh God. Opportunistic, kind of. It's like they're creatures of opportunity. And so it's like acting on what you see. If you see something's becoming popular, as an example, maybe you want to tap into that. Or again, there's opportunistic type of, and that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes I feel like that word has a bad connotation. That's not what I mean. I more mean like taking a chance of opportunities, being resourceful, being shrewd. Don't undervalue yourself, as an example too. If some of you are undervaluing yourself in some way, that's a message to knock it off. Be resourceful. You know, my maiden name is Fox, by the way. Love foxes. Quill, get back to the basics. And casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. So that's very interesting. It might be that some of you feel like you're currently in a situation, or you recently left a situation. Maybe if you've recently left a situation, you need to know that that was not part of your growing process, that you needed to cut that out. It wasn't time for it anymore. And maybe if some of you are attached to previous situations, you need to cut the cord in terms of career, previous ideas of yourself, and that sort of thing. That's very interesting that the casket came out, because I do feel like that's meant for some of you in terms of like letting something go and growing something new. Okay? Get back to the basics. Getting stuff done on a basic level might be really important. And we have subconscious. What is lurking below your subconscious mind? What are the hidden narratives and beliefs hidden in your psyche that are driving your conscious choices? What remains unknown or unclear? That's an interesting one with the abundance card here, actually, because I talked about the gratitude. And that might be really good for you in terms of shifting your sorry, I noticed that my cards are not in the shot. Sorry about that. That might be really important in terms of shifting your subconscious mind. Sometimes we really don't notice how these little things actually affect us. And so here we have the Metamorphosis card in reverse as well. And it says there are times of chaos and darkness that occur, much like growing pains experienced by the caterpillar who is in the process of becoming a butterfly. And I feel like you guys are in a process of growth, okay? So if there are hiccups or days where you feel like it's not coming fast enough, I think you need to, hold fast and wait for those changes. There is a tendency to expect the worst when the first signs of difficulty arise, when something is taken away or unwanted circumstances come to challenge you to let go of old ideas about how life is supposed to be. You're not a victim. Rather, you're experiencing the temporary discomfort we must all go through before the beauty is revealed. I feel like a lot of you are in a transformative time, to be honest, where you are going through some big changes. You're meant to let go of things and become something different. So some of you might be at different stages of this. So let us see what is coming in career for group number 2. So I look at the star as direction, hope, renewal. It could be renewed faith. It could be, oh wow, look at that. I think you're going to come out on top here. The Nine of Pentacles promises prosperity. Usually coming from hard work and dedication and stuff like that. So that might be a message not to let yourself fear that you won't be somewhere where you want to be, because I feel like you will be. Okay. I think that you might even have a dream come true if you don't let your subconscious mind dictate your conscious actions or your possibilities. Okay. I do feel like hope is coming in. Renewed sense of faith, as an example. And again, direction, I think, with the star. That's one it's one of those cards that I really relate towards, direction. And it might be astrological in some way, that you guys are going through a shift that's coming up that will help bring more abundance. Maybe Jupiter, dang it. Look, I dropped one, but I have growth right here. Jupiter As I'm filming this, Jupiter's about to go back into Pisces, and some of you might have Pisces in a good placement. Growth and renew. Naturally, what the heck? Nature continuously renews itself year after year, and then we have growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. And that's interesting, because first, for some of you, I think that you want to renew something in your life, perhaps. You want to redo something, reheal it. Maybe you're already doing something right now. And for others of you, it's about starting something new. Okay? So it's going to probably resonate differently for each of you, but I feel like growth is coming in your career, so you shouldn't be fearful of that. If you are noticing a little like dip or something, or you feel like you've been in a negative spot, even if it's been for a while, like I feel like things will start to change, and I think you'll see a shift for the better, where you become more financially abundant and stable. Any advice here? Any advice here at this time? Well, I see pain here with the Three of Swords. Oh, don't let previous pain or painful situations or feelings of rejection or blockages dictate your ability to enjoy yourself, to be proud of yourself, and to delve into new endeavors. Keep heart, essentially, is what I want to say to you guys, especially if you've been going through a rough spot. I feel like and don't avoid growth as well. Don't just sit in the past as an example and hinder your growth. I think that you need to let certain things go in your life in order to move forward. And I think that's a specific message for some of you. Anyway, I hope that this reading was helpful and insightful. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Or, like, subscribe. But I'm wishing you all the very, very best. See you all in the next reading. Take care. Hey friends, if you chose group number 3, this is your reading. And this is the Tree Lace Agate. So let's see. We're starting off with Goddess Frigg. And Goddess Frigg is a goddess of the spinner of fate. She's basically the spinner of fate. And so some of you, I don't know if you guys work with like yarn or spinning something like, kind of like handicrafts. Maybe for some of you that might be relevant here. I don't know if that would have anything to do with your career, but for some of you might like that type of stuff. I'm just going to say intention, spinning fate. So this is about rediscovering magic in the mundane. Okay, so bringing magic into your mundane life. This can be about bringing more enthusiasm into your life. And you're a spinner of fate, is what it tells you as well. And it's told that Goddess Frigg brought the flax plant to earth and taught people how to spin and weave the fibers into linen. The making of cloth was a vital skill, and it involved a single-pointed concentration, as in meditation. Goddess Frigg calls you to regularly take yourself away from the hustle and bustle of modern-day living to be still and meditate. With attention and intention, wonderful yarns can be spun. Frigg is the goddess of motherhood, home, and domestic life. She encourages you to spend time at home, enjoy creating and living in your special space. Try to treat all that you do, even your least favorite tasks, as divinely gifted favors. You may be surprised at how different it makes you feel. So this might be about bringing your intention into what you're doing. So this might be a message to try to find joy in what you're doing. So that's that message. I also feel like with intention, in the idea of spinning your own fate really lies in like, what are you spinning in your life? What are you doing? What are you intending? Are your actions matching your intentions as well? That might be a thought for some of you. A lot of us intend to do things, but we don't do them and follow through our actions. Okay, so that might be a message for some of you to make sure that you are taking responsibility for what you are spinning, okay, in your life and what you're creating. So let's see what else we've got here. We've got Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. Now that's very interesting when she talks about the idea of concentration and meditative type of tasks, like meditating on something, creating something, like staying focused as an example. So if some of you get distracted very easily, again, this might be about honing that focus, honing that vision in order to kind of bring it to fruition or completion. So some of you might be procrastinating certain things or hindering yourself from growth by not holding that vision. Okay, we have here, I think a lot of you are creating something too that's wonderful and creative as well. We have Slow but Steady, Love, and Riding the Wave. And as well, beetle, good fortune. Boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. And crown, honor and respect will come to you. So this is beautiful because I do feel like if you're creating something, I feel like there could be honor and respect coming to you in the future. So that's a good omen there. I think you got really nice D cards. Good fortune, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. So it might be that some money comes in. As an example. Now, let's go. Okay, wait. Let's get started here. let's slow our roll here. We have love, to show tenderness and devotion, to care, to connect to something as a part of yourself, to be one with all. So this is about intending love with all that you do. If you're creating something, do it from a love heart space. Like, bring a lot of love into what you're doing. Sometimes even when I'm feeling the most down, when I do a reading, I feel that love for the person I'm reading for, and sometimes it can really lift my spirits when I'm feeling down. So maybe for some of you, it's like, how can you bring more love into what you're doing? How can you even just try to create that feeling and tap into that love energy? I don't know. That might sound silly to some of you or hokey, but I'm telling you. Okay, slow but steady. It says, don't rush a situation. More often than not, divine timing and our timing are not the same. When you try to speed up life experience, a relationship, or even a project, you circumvent necessary experiences or lessons along the way that will contribute to a perfect outcome. Know that wherever you are in the situation, it's a perfect place for you to be. If this place is causing you anxiety, perfect. Now you can look within and ask yourself why. What are your fears surrounding this perceived delay in getting to where you want to go? What is the worst that can happen? What is the best that can happen? What if we remove the words best and worst and just let things unfold at their own pace without attaching judgment? That's amazing. That's an amazing message. So without attaching judgment. And look at the dolphins. Dolphins are such cheerful creatures, aren't they? They just sort of are excited. They live in joy. They live in life. This is about bringing joy into your life, doing what lights you up, essentially, I think. And riding the wave can be about just letting yourself go with the flow as well. And again, it could be that detachment of judgment, in terms of what you're dealing with. So maybe for some of you, that's an important message. We have, you can be assured that you're entering a time when you can ride the wave of abundance. The tide has turned and you can put your surfing skills to the test. Everything that you know, all your talents coupled with your hopes and dreams, will carry you forward. People and circumstances have come out of the ocean of potential and possibility to take shape in a wave of spectacular activity. Know that you're definitely on the right path. So this is beautiful. So if you've been thinking about a particular path, if you've been I think that wherever you're doing now is right. Whether it's something that's in your mind and you're intending to do it, you're being told take action, and without judgment of the outcome. Because you might find that, if you attach judgment, like worst or best as an example, to the outcome, then it might hinder growth, right? But yeah, I feel like you guys are on a good wave, or you're about to hit a good wave, and just bringing love into the situation's a wonderful thing here. What's coming up in career for group number 3? Something fortunate, I feel. Hold on, sorry, that's too many cards. What's coming up for group number 3 in career? Look at how focused she is on those 2 of Pentacles. She's looking at what she's doing. So I feel like that's another thing too, bringing things into balance, getting things done, delegating tasks. This might be about creating a schedule as an example, taking on a good balance here and moving forward. I think that you are going to feel much more emotionally fulfilled in the future, if you haven't been. If you're feeling good now, I think that would continue. You know what I mean? I think you could see results, things that really light your spirit up as well. 2 of Pentacles. Let's see. We have the Page of Pentacles. So this could be integrating maybe some new things into your life, new tasks as well. So this could be about removing invisible fears, invisible fences, as an example, that kind of hold you back. Sometimes we pen ourselves in with our own thoughts. I can't do that, or what if I fail, or what if I F it up, Don't do that, essentially. I think your mind has a lot of a lot of weight in determining your outcome right now. So try to keep a really positive mindset towards growth and knowing that good things come to you. Remain joyful, like dolphins, seriously. Beautiful, beautiful creatures, and they're always so happy. It's almost like they're smiling. And so I think that's really an energy and to be in, and just kind of go forward. I think that things are going to be picking up pace as well. Start those endeavors if you're feeling like it at this time. Put out those applications, or do what you need to do, because I think change is coming and you will be respected here, and I do see money coming in. Okay, so again, set your intentions correctly towards where you want to go and act upon those intentions as well. Understand that each move you make is slow and steady progress to where you want to be. Okay, so take it one step at a time. That's a message for you guys right now. So hopefully this was an insightful, helpful reading. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, but I'm wishing you all the very, very best. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next reading. Hello friends, if you chose group number 4 here, this is your reading. So you've chosen this arrowhead, which I think is interesting actually, that I kind of just stuck them down intuitively, like, without thinking too much, honestly. And the arrowhead, I feel like a lot of you need to know that you are in the right direction, like your aim is on point. You are kind of thinking the right thoughts. You're going in the right direction as to where you're meant to be. So we have this beautiful card here, and I see these fairies right away that kind of draw me in with magic. And I think that you might have some elemental energy around you at this time, or like fae as an example. Maybe some of you are very much attached to fae or fairies, but I do feel like there's magical sort of spiritual assistance around you at this time. Joy guides perhaps will try to bring some some joy into your life as an example. But here we have the bright future card, and it says the darkest hour is just before the dawn. So I think for a lot of you, if you are feeling in a downward kind of part of your life, where you feel like it's a little bit dark, or you're uncertain about where things are going, I do feel like you should experience changes soon. We have 6, so I want to say within the next 6 months, or in the next 6 weeks, or next 6 days, you might see some sort of improvement. Okay, I don't always attach timings to numbers, but I feel in this case it's necessary. So at the most 6 months, okay, for you in terms of career. The wanderer who seeks the most in life may find themselves from time to time lost in the darkness. If you dare to stray from the well-trodden path in your search for your truth, you may feel afraid and lost. The way ahead may be unclear, but staying still is not an option. Hold on to your courage, for it will be rewarded. Sorry. This is about lighting the way ahead, and knowing that you'll find your way out of any sort of situation where you're feeling uncertain, or you're not seeing the full results, as an example as well. Because, when it's dark, we can't see too far ahead. And sometimes, it always harkens back to that idea. I remember when I watched The Secret, when it first came out, and I was like 20, I think I was about 21 or so, 20 years old around that time when I first watched it. And I think that was right around the time that it really came out. And there was this guy in the documentary, and he talked about that manifestation is a lot like driving on a map. Like, you have the map, you know where you need to go, you know your destination, but you won't always see the whole thing along the way. So it's about following your instinct, essentially. And I think that's an important part of manifestation. So understanding that if you have a pathway, you may not see the full way, you may not see the full potential, you might not see the destination. It's not like that, but you will notice that each way lights up, the road starts to, you can just see it far ahead as the lights go, essentially. And some of you might be in that space right now, but I think you're being told that things are going to improve here, obviously, with the darkest hours just before the dawn. So dawn rises. So for those of you that are looking for direction, as an example, it might be that inspiration will come forthright, you know what I mean, pretty soon. So you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. So again, that might be a message for some of you that's specific, that you and your family, your loved ones will be safe. You're taken care of during these times. As an example, that you'll be taken care of through difficult times as well. And let's see here. We have past, present, and future. Flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. Excitement. You should accept valid criticism. spirituality, metaphysics, and philosophy. And stuck in the mud. Oh, that's interesting. Whew. Okay, so maybe some of you, tapping into spirituality is a really important part of your career. Maybe some of you are in spiritual careers where you kind of, work with spirituality, metaphysics, maybe philosophy for some of you, or philosophical ideas. This might be that tapping into those things is going to be useful for you right now in your career. So this might be about reading spiritual books, uplifting books, philosophical books, or, listening to audiobooks as an example. There's a lot of great ones on Audible, by the way. I'll put a link below if you want to sign up. I think I can give you a link that gives you like 3 months free or something like that, or some months free. I'll put it down. But there's a lot of really good ones. If you need any suggestions, I'll let you know. But yeah, I feel like that might be something that could help some of you specifically. And I'm not even trying to do an Audible advertisements, by the way. Exactly. I found it useful for me because sometimes I can listen in the background. Okay, so integrating past, present, and future. So we all arrive on Earth with a plan. We all have lessons to learn. In the process of learning these lessons, most of us will encounter experiences that we label as bad. Sorry, hold on. My throat. This labeling and duality we carry with us wherever we go is what we call our so-called baggage. When we let these labels direct our reactions to life and experiences in the present, or even project them into the future, we are working with a lower energy vibration. When you're able to integrate your lessons without labels, then you are free to remain in the present experience and enjoy it for what it truly is. You can then move forward into the future without expectations or agendas and be more open to what will be for our highest and best. Let go of labels and judgments surrounding the situation. I have a good feeling here that some of you might be, okay, with the disappointment in a friend or lover, and having such high expectations, I think there might be a message coming through not to allow yourself to look at other people around you, whether it's on social media, your friends, your family members who are succeeding, and letting that define where you're at right now, or define your progress, okay? So say you have like a really successful friend, or you have a real successful sibling. Don't let their success, if you're feeling like you're not in the same space as them, or you're not in the same place, I feel like for some of you that might be a message not to allow that to dictate you, that you're all taken care of. As an example, I don't know. That's interesting. You should accept valid criticism. So it might be that if you are getting criticism around this time, even if it's like not criticism, okay, valid criticism is different from criticism. Valid criticism is about lifting you up. I think you should do this. I think, you know what I mean? It's something that will help you grow. As an example, I've had a friend, Astro Wheel of Fortune, Vlada, go check her out. She's amazing. She had told me, your prices are too low, right? That's criticism, right? Like, a little bit, your prices are too low. But, it's valid because she's wanting me to grow, right? When criticism is attached towards lifting you up and getting you better, and not just negative space, like, oh, you can't do that, or you're not good at that, that's, be discernful, of course. Discerning. Be discerning with what you take. But I think that there could be some, criticism, like, hey, you seem to, I told my mom the other day, we were at a quilting class together, and I already had, like, sewed a lot, and she was kind of hem-hawing over her fabric, and she couldn't even make a decision. I said, Mama, just make a decision and go with it. You're procrastinating right now. And she's like, you're right. You know what I mean? And I wasn't trying to, I was just like, just go with it. Don't overthink this. Like, don't overthink what fabric goes with what. Just start getting stuff done. You know what I mean? See where the journey takes you. And, sometimes that's what it is. So look for valid criticism, because you might have some good ones, and look for people with pure hearts, that are intending you for to succeed. I told my mom that because I wanted her to succeed. I wanted her to start her project. You know what I mean? And so pay attention to those that have good intentions for you, that want the best for you, that are happy when you're successful, and that sort of thing. So, because sometimes criticism can hurt us a little bit. It can hurt our feelings. It can hurt our ego, because we're like, dang it, I don't want to be, you know what I mean? And let's not define ourselves by our ego. Let's try to integrate and become better people. You know what I mean? We have excitement here as well. So I do feel like something exciting is coming up for you in career, by the way. Let me see. Group number 4. What exciting thing is coming up in career? I see something exciting. Whew. Okay. Wow, something good for your family, perhaps. Maybe your family's going to gift you something. Maybe a family member is going to give you something that will help you a lot. Or maybe somebody in your life. By the way, that's just a specific message for some of you. With Justice, though, in the Page of Pentacles, if some of you are needing practical solutions, you know, where you need to see, it's not all about feelings and butterflies for you. It's not all about emotional support, and you want some cold hard cash, or you want some sort of physical reward. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, right? You might be getting something along those lines. Okay, something physical, something tangible. That could be exciting. It might be about, I don't know, getting a donation or getting a something. There will be something that will come up, and I think it's tangible. And there, like I said, don't feel bad for wanting something tangible, just in case. Just in case. Okay, so stuck in the mud. Obviously, I think this card can talk about feeling a little bit stuck. Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you into muddier places. Now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of the mud, but for now, be still and know that Spirit has a plan for you. So that's interesting. So if you have been feeling a little bit stuck, know that things will change, that you have a bright future. Again, there's a huge theme here, to be honest, in terms of that feeling. And I think it's going to pass. Okay, so there's that. That's some good news if you're feeling stuck. Again, this is about, my stomach's growling, sorry. Yeah, I feel like here you're going to have some forward movement. Observing. And that's one thing too. I've noticed when things have slowed down in my life, I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm so used to my Aries, like, energetic energy. I'm like, always got to have something to do. And then when I stop to smell the roses, I start to realize, you know, what's going on around me, and like, what am I not acting on, or what am I not, you know, there are a lot of times where it's like I have all these ideas and I don't have time to implement them. So when it slows down, that's a time where I can look at my other ideas and think, okay, I might have some, you know, looking on the bright side too. You know, if things are slow, see what you can do to shift. As an example, you know, if things are slow in your life, what can you create? Like, say you're, you know, part-time, you got moved to part-time or something. What can you do with your spare time? You know, to create abundance, to create moves in your life forward. If, you know, sales are slow as an example, what can you do in the meantime? Maybe Spirit's clearing the way for you to have time to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here for you guys. I do feel like, again, there's a strong message here for knowing you and your family are safe, that you will create better circumstances are coming your way. We have a wish. Make a wish with the dandelion in the wind. So maybe this is about making a wish, writing out to the universe what you want. We have music. There's a melody to be heard even in the deepest part of the woods if only we listen. Some of you might be missing out on spiritual messages as well, and that's maybe when the slow down time comes, tap into that. You know what I mean? Some of you might get a lot of signs and synchronicities and you're not seeing them. Maybe you're not seeing them because, you know, it's like sometimes people, it's like they just ignore it. Karen Dahlman is one of my favorite YouTubers. She does Ouija board stuff, and I would totally tell you to check her out if you're interested. Her spirit guides are so fascinating to hear the channel messages from them through the board. But there was one time she does these question and answer videos that are amazing. And one time someone asked about guides, like messages from loved ones after they pass, and her guides came through and said that a lot of people miss these little touches that come, these little nudges. They might literally get a physical touch and then brush it off as something else. Or, you know, so many of us will live where we're kind of ignoring what the signs are. Maybe we diminish them, or we're not paying attention because we're elsewhere. So that's the message for some of you. With uncertainty, the shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. So if you're in a certain fog, if you're in a certain place right now where you're not clear, do know that that's gonna lift, and you're not gonna be in that situation forever. So that's the message of, I think, hope here, you know, in terms of like all things will pass and like things will move forward as well. I I feel, okay, I'm just going to get one more card. I really feel like I need one for you guys. I'm going to do the Witches Familiars. I just keep looking over at it, and I know you guys need one. I just know it. So, what's the message? Well, darn it. Hold on. What's the message here? I saw the fox. Oh, so we have the stag, and we have the otter. Dexterity. Oh my god, I love otters. Otters are like my favorite. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Stag. Remain calm in difficult situations. Be mindful of feelings and how they affect you. Trust your intuition. You can face any challenges or problems. Choose peace and kindness. A new love surrounds you. Don't ignore the signs. Wow, crazy. I feel like a lot of you have premonitions and you're ignoring them. There's a few of you at least. Maybe some of you are more in depth, and maybe that's for some people watching, but yeah. Otter. You have the potential of a champion. Nurture your talents and share with others. Practice makes perfect. Work with a sense of efficiency. Know that you're capable. Think like a winner. Give it your best shot. Look after your hands. Interesting. Maybe your hands for some of you. Give yourself credit. Look at what you've already achieved. Be quick off the mark. Studying for an exam or test get results. So studying and, working for something is going to bring you results. Maintain spiritual and personal boundaries. Interesting. And I think that too with the spiritual boundaries and the disappointment. Again, this could be about removing yourself from people who kind of bring you down as an example on purpose. If it's something that comes from within you and it's more your issue, obviously work on that. Because sometimes we might feel like someone's being negative, but actually it's not so much. So, but yeah, anyway, that's crazy that stag came out. What the heck? Okay, there we go. I'm trying to close this dang deck. Every time I say dang, I think of that guy from King of the Hill. I think it's King of the Hill. Is it like ding Boomhauer? I love him. Ding diddly dong. That's what comes to my mind. One more message. I feel like we need one more. And then I'm going for real. Okay. Excitement's coming though. Gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. Oof. Okay, so if you guys are looking outside of yourself and find yourself disappointed because you're not getting the answers, specific message. You don't need someone else to fix you. You can do it all on your own. Okay? That's all I have to say. Lots of love to each and every one of you. I hope this reading helped you in some way. I hope it brought you some sort of insight, some kind of message that you needed at this moment. Like and subscribe. Comment, please. And let me know what you thought. But otherwise, take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye-bye.